Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Santa Clarita In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Dorio,
on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our guest this morning is Dr. Mara Kalani, who is a palliative care doctor. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
And I think we have to make a break-in.
breaking news.
AM 1220 KHTS, breaking news.
AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. There's a heavy FBI and Homeland Security presence this morning in the River Village neighborhood in Santa Clarita. Santa Clarita residents have reported a house being raided at 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning in the 26,000 block of River Rock in Santa Clarita. Residents say they saw boxes and cars being confiscated. The Sheriff's Department of Santa Clarita Valley officials say they are assisting Homeland Security serve warrants. Again, it is a joint effort between the FBI and a police investigation, with NYPD taking the lead and issuing federal warrants. According to a neighbor, a young couple has lived there for 3 years and there has not been any suspicious activity to be noted. But again, there is a raid at the River Block 26,000 in Santa Clarita.
Are we back on?
We sure are.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
The next place they'll go is here, maybe, Barbara.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Got your
Whoa,
crash
whoa.
helmet on? You ready for the raid?
That's incredible.
Got it.
FBI and
Sounds like
Homeland
TV.
Security.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like a TV show.
Well, hey,
Whoa.
it's Santa Clarita now. We're getting everything. Not the good stuff all the
No,
time, but
that's very true. Well,
seem to
we
be
are
getting everything.
We're getting larger and larger, aren't we?
We sure are. And, hopefully whatever's going on isn't going to affect, very many of our residents, especially our seniors. And if it's a young couple, that's fine. But, our seniors, it's a difficult time for people. And, if you're living next door, hang in there. We're hoping that things go well up there.
Well, it's interesting. I was talking to some friends of ours, and and they're both seniors, both not in full gear, so to speak, able to get around very well. And I've been talking to them constantly about getting one of those chair lifts.
Mm-hmm. For their home.
Yes, for their home.
For the stairs.
It's a two-story house.
Absolutely.
And I think we had dinner with them last night, and they're finally doing it. They're getting a chairlift.
Oh, that's wonderful.
There are so many
Yes.
things that could
Great.
allow us to stay and live in our homes, because it becomes threatening when,
That's
as you
right.
get older, you can fall. You can not see as well.
Please.
And you can,
I can fall too.
Yeah, you can get injured, and not only that, then how well you can keep your house kept up, sweeping, mopping, taking care of your pets if you have, vacuuming. Those become more difficult, and when you're in a two-story home, it makes it even worse. So those elevators that they have are good, but some homes probably can't do that.
Well, that's
Plus,
true.
the cost will probably be a lot as well.
The cost is very high. It really is. And I would think that some types of insurance should cover it. But
Pretty limited.
yes, and
Yeah.
that's a shame.
It is.
It really is.
I mean, because from the insurance perspective, you would think that it may be more cost effective to keep our seniors living at home rather than putting them in any type of facility setting.
Yes.
And it makes for better quality of life and care, and those are the things that are important.
That's very true. And so far right now, two of my friends and their husbands are now, one of them already has that chairlift, and they say it has been a lifesaver.
Wow.
Absolutely a lifesaver, because her husband can get in that chairlift, go upstairs, because the bedrooms are up there, the showers are up
Yes.
there, and he can also come back down and be, involved downstairs with the pets and the living room and the outside. So I think it's something that really insurance companies should consider. I really do.
What only scares me about that is that in an emergency, should there be like an earthquake.
Right.
Possibly the stair or whatever the lift is attached to might be disjointed where it can't be used, or electricity is off.
Right.
Then you have someone who might be upstairs and can't get downstairs.
Right.
Well,
Or you have your medicine upstairs and your glasses upstairs and you're stuck downstairs.
But those instances really are few and far between.
Knock on,
Yes, knock
my
on
head.
wood.
because they're saying we're due. And
That's
I think
true.
with the tsunamis that we're going to get with El Nino, that's what they're predicting. The city has come out and said we have to now get prepared. And I've seen several online and in our newspaper warning saying, get things together, be ready. But for our seniors, looking at what they had mentioned for our seniors, for everyone to be ready for, some of it doesn't reflect what our seniors need to have as well at their beckoning. You need to
Well, they
make
have
sure
special needs. They have
very,
particular
very
needs.
special.
And we need to address that as well.
And they don't right now, as far as I'm concerned, and I think as part of this show, we and this radio station has been great about putting things out there. We need to put our minds together and say, let's talk about our senior needs in case there's an emergency, and move forward on that as well, because there's, it's over like 25% of the population here in Santa Clarita are seniors, and they're going to be markedly affected by any disaster that might occur. And because they have special needs, we have to make sure that everybody is prepared for that.
Yes, I agree with you. And for instance, Russ and I, we have a flat roof. Our house has a flat roof. I've called the roofing guys out there. I've called the air conditioning people out there. And I've also called the tree trimming people because we have a tree that's overhanging the roof. And all of those things have to be taken care of. Because if we're going to have the rain that is anticipated,
Yes.
the roof would fall in, I think.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure other seniors living in homes that have flat roofs, and there are quite a few of them, are having to go through the same thing. It's amazing. It really is. It's sometimes not fun being a senior.
Well, no, and you're right. It's not fun
Really
in
isn't.
terms of what we face, but our
Restrictions
our
and things like
society
that.
has to adapt. And we were talking earlier about whether something is cost effective. We were talking about whether it allows quality of life. And right now, things really don't do that.
No.
The easy way out for society, it seems, Medicare, it seems, hospitals, it seems, is to say, okay, you can't go home, so you're going to a nursing home. And that's bottom line. And, of course, between nursing homes and your home, there's assisted living, there's boarding cares, there's living with family members or others. There are other options, but, right now, nursing home is looked at as the place to send people. And, that does not, it's not conducive to one having good quality of life. If you've
I would
ever
agree.
gone to any of them, and no matter where you go in California or the United States, please go to one and see what you think of it. And we have one here that they're trying real hard. They're trying real hard. I understand that it's not a simple task because of the finances. But the fact is that all of us should be aware of what these places are like and how we can improve them.
Yes.
But not only that, also how we can avoid them if it's possible.
It was interesting. I actually had a visit. We did a little field trip yesterday with our palliative care team to one of the regional rehab centers. And I was pleasantly surprised. Not only because they do have a skilled nursing component, but also an assisted living component, but there is so much community engagement. And the model that they're working on is a nonprofit model, which brings all of the finances back into the patient care.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, that wouldn't happen to be really close to Holy Cross.
Really close to
It starts
Holy Cross.
maybe with alphabetically with an A.
That's correct, and it
Okay,
was
and
a
I've been there.
wonderful facility.
It's a great place, and people who run that, it clearly is a model for our seniors to be able to go to and look at the objective
Right.
of it being a stepping stone,
Right.
allowing them to be able to then go home.
Right.
Right now, and we'll get to palliative care in a moment, but right now, a high percentage of our patients die in a hospital
It's terrible.
or
Yeah.
in a nursing home.
Yes.
And my thought in the next 10 years, 90% of those who pass away as seniors will have the choice. 90% will pass away at home.
And that's
that
the
has
goal.
to be our goal. And
That's the goal.
if we as a nation feel that we're going to be friendly to our veterans, friendly to our seniors, friendly to those who might be different, we need to start looking at least that one aspect of being advocates for our elder seniors right now, not waiting around for things to evolve, not waiting around for Congress or for politicians to do what they're supposed to do. I think we need to take it into our own hands and say, no, we're going to do this and have this goal for the next 10 years. So
think
we have
it's a
the
great
immediate
idea.
goal of emergency. Let's make sure here in Santa Clarita our seniors are taken care of, and we put out there all them emergency needs, but also look forward to 10 years from now and say, okay, they'll be in their homes as well.
And that's the goal.
That is our ultimate goal.
And that really coincides with what most Americans and most Californians in general would like, is to be in their home when they are approaching their end of life. And I know that Dr. Dorio has done that quite successfully with a lot of his patients, and it's beautiful.
Well, several people talked to me and talked to my husband many years ago about getting long-term care insurance.
Yes,
And Russ was against it, and I finally talked him into it. And we do have long-term care insurance that is something that you can count on to help you stay at home.
Yes,
And that's the nice part about it.
that's absolutely correct.
You know, it may not be completely covered,
Right,
but
it definitely helps.
absolutely it
And
helps.
my sister and I had talked to our parents about it, and it really came from the conversation that my father had said that he would absolutely never, ever want to be in a rehab or a nursing home setting, and he always wanted to be in the home, and said, okay, and we both said we were fully committed to that, but we would encourage him to get the long-term care insurance, and that was one of the things my parents did.
So here's the
think it's
curveball.
important.
Here, I think it's very important, but the curveball to it, since I take care of seniors and I've been told we have long-term care insurance. And when you look at the details sometimes of those insurance plans, all of a sudden it might be that, oh, yeah, we'll give you facilities you can be in Nome, Alaska. Or we will allow you to be in a facility that has a boarding care that has 25 patients, of which none exist. So what we worry about is that the long-term care insurance is viable, but when you really get to it, the insurance companies will turn around and say, see this word here, see this sentence here, it nullifies all the money you've put into this policy, and we're not going to honor it. And that's what I'm afraid of. I think, in this country and other countries in the world, there are models out there that allow their seniors to be taken care of. where is it in this country? In Scandinavian countries, I saw that an interview, which I've alluded to before in the past. I know a lady there said, I don't understand how Americans are and how they live. They're always worried about that they're going to be homeless. And that's a true fear. There's no doubt about that. But she said there in Oslo, Norway, where she lives, we don't worry about that. And the interviewer said, well, what do you do then? She says, we go on vacation. So, to be honest, we need as a nation to start looking immediately at not just the causes, but what we need to do, because everybody will say, oh, it costs too much money. Well, I'll bet you that if we get, if the three of us went into the finances, even us, we'd be able to figure out how we can balance some of this so that, our taxes don't go up, but we're putting monies into a place that seniors as well as veterans and others can be taken care of. Now, you'll get the label, oh, you're a communist or a socialist and things like that. But, I call myself a social capitalist.
Yeah.
And, I think of having a father who was a social worker. I'm one who says, okay, you got to work and you got to feed the family and, invest and things like that. These are important things that we do as Americans, but also we take care of each other. And the strength of this nation has always been doing that. And I still see that. Mm-hmm. I still see us helping each other and making sure that there are no homeless, that seniors are taken care of. I still see that. And I think we live in a wonderful place, but things have been skewed. So we got to right that, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Just got to find the right way, and the process not get raided by anybody, and make sure that you see the battering ram coming through the front door of KHTS radio, that we start ducking and we have Justin take the bullets for us, right? So I think we can do this. We just have to sit down and talk about it and find the way to do it, and because when we do, it will be better for those who are facing it right now, but it will be better also for us.
Right.
That's very true. That's very true.
I think one of the things that you guys mentioned on the last time that I was here was talking about how we can advocate for seniors better on our local government level. Mm-hmm. Maybe a Department of Senior Affairs or
Department on Aging.
Department of
Aging.
Yes.
And I think that's something that you guys really need to further develop and tease out, because it sounds like it has a lot of potential.
It does, especially because of the number of seniors living out here in this community. And this is not a small community anymore.
No, it's not at all.
It really isn't. It has grown by leaps and bounds because it is a desirable place to live. We take care of each other.
That's right.
We really do. And I've been here since 1968. And I have so many friends who have taken care of me and my husband in times of need. And I've had several times since I've been here that I've needed that help, Mm-hmm. And it's here. It is definitely here, but we need to further it. Mm-hmm. I think our city needs to have a Department of Aging or senior advocacy, something like that. Yeah. I think we really do. We really need to push it. And you're right. We've talked about it. Mm-hmm. Mara, we have really talked about it. But I think maybe it's time we do something about it.
Right. Hope we do.
Yes, and it's time to take a break. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS.